The hidden truth about healing that most spiritual teachers won't tell you. Internal surrender is your key to freedom. Have you ever wondered why, despite all your efforts, the meditation apps, the self-help books piling up on your nightstand, you still feel stuck? Like you're running on a spiritual treadmill, moving but never truly advancing? What if I told you that the very act of trying so hard is what's keeping you from healing? You see, we've been conditioned to believe that healing is about doing more, trying harder, pushing through. But here's the paradox that changed everything for me. True healing begins the moment you stop fighting yourself. Think about water for a moment. When you're learning to swim, the harder you struggle, the faster you sink. It's only when you surrender to the water's embrace that you finally float. Your healing journey works in exactly the same way. This is where internal surrender comes in, not as weakness, but as your greatest power. When you surrender internally, you're not giving up. You're giving in to your own truth. You're finally allowing yourself to feel what you've been running from all these years. But here's where it gets interesting. Self-awareness is the bridge between surrender and transformations. It's like turning on the lights in a dark room you've been stumbling around in for years. Suddenly, you can see those childhood wounds that have been directing your life from the shadows. You notice how that criticism from your third-grade teacher still affects how you show up at work. You recognize that the anxiety in your chest isn't actually yours. It's an echo of your parents' unresolved fears. Now let's talk about something that science is only beginning to understand. But ancient wisdom has always known your body is pure energy. Every cell, every thought, every emotion vibrates at a specific frequency. Those emotional blocks you're carrying, they're literally dense energy stuck in your system, creating dissonance in your natural frequency. Your chakras, those 7 powerful energy centers along your spine, they're like musical instruments in an orchestra. When one is out of tune, the entire symphony of your being is affected. That's why you can't heal your heart chakra without addressing the wounded inner child stuck in your root chakra. Everything is connected. The beauty of this understanding is that once you grasp how energy works in your body, healing becomes less about fixing and more about flowing, less about fighting and more about frequency. When you combine internal surrender with chakra awareness, something magical happens. Those stuck emotions begin to move. The energy starts to flow. The heavy frequencies of past trauma begin to lift, making space for higher vibrations of joy, peace, and purpose. But here's the truth that most won't tell you. This journey isn't about reaching some perfect state of healing. It's about coming home to yourself, exactly as you are, with all your beautiful imperfections. It's about trusting that your body, your energy system, your soul, they all know exactly how to heal. Your only job is to get out of their way. The plan you've been trying so hard to stick to, maybe it's time to let it go. Maybe it's time to trust that your inner wisdom knows a better way. Maybe it's time to surrender to your own healing. Are you ready to stop fighting? Are you ready to finally float? Remember, the moment you truly surrender is the moment your healing truly begins.